Horns up and welcome to a brand new episode of Headbangers Kitchen. My name is Sahil, I'm a heavy metal musician. And I'm the author of the recipe book called Keto Life. Today I've got another 5 ingredient keto recipe for you, and we are making a chicken alfredo, which is a chicken cooked in a creamy mushroom garlicky sauce and finished with some fresh parsley. Anyway, that sounds really delicious. And alfredo is basically a white creamy sauce, or as we say in India, white sauce pasta. Anyway, enough jibber jabber, let's get cooking. For this recipe, you are going to need chicken, mushrooms, garlic, parsley, and heavy cream. The first thing I'm going to do is prepare the mushrooms, and I am just going to slice mine nice and thin. You can also cut it into quarters or halves depending on your preference, but I think sliced is best for this recipe. Next, I'm going to finely chop the parsley as well. Now you can use dried parsley if you can't get fresh. A great alternative is using the leaves of celery. They are a great option to replace parsley. And finally, I am just going to mince the garlic for this recipe. You can finely chop it or dice it if you like, but I prefer it minced. Anyway, now I'm going to season my chicken, and I am using chicken breasts, and sometimes the breast comes with a little additional part called the chicken tender. I'm just going to separate that from the breast, and now I'm going to season them with salt and pepper, and I will do that on both sides. And as always, you can use chicken thighs for this recipe, you can use pork chops and even fish. Anyway, time to cook that chicken. I'm going to get a pan on the stove and get the pan nice and hot. And then I'm going to add some kind of cooking fat. Don't ask me what it is, but well, since you will ask me, it's a mix of pork fat and avocado oil. Once it's smoking hot, in goes my chicken. The breast, the tenders, and all the other little bits that I have. And now you just want to cook the chicken. These breasts will take about 3 minutes on each side, and you want to get a nice sear on the chicken. So cook that chicken, and after 3 minutes it's time to turn them over, and you should have a beautiful sear on it. I'm also going to add a bit more of avocado oil, as I felt the pan needed a bit more oil in there. And now I'm just going to admire that beautiful golden brown crust on the chicken. Now the tenders and the little bits are going to finish cooking first, so I will remove those from the pan. And just look at the crust on that chicken. Just look at it. Anyway, the breasts will take about a minute or so more, and then once they are done, you can remove them from the pan as well. Now I'm going to add a knob of butter into the pan, and I realize that butter is a pantry staple. It's a keto cooking fat, so it doesn't really count as one of my 5 ingredients. Anyway, let that butter melt, and then in goes my minced garlic. And now you're just going to saute that garlic till it turns nice and golden brown. Once that happens, in go my mushrooms, and I'm going to season the mushrooms with some salt and some pepper. And then I will give everything a good mix and just cook those mushrooms. Now I'm also going to deglaze the pan with some water. And we're extracting all that flavor from the pan, and we're creating our sauce. The mushrooms will also release their water, and you just want to cook them till most of that water reduces. At this point, you also want to add in the resting juices from the chicken. So once most of the liquid in the pan has reduced, I'm going to add in the heavy cream, and I'm also going to turn down the heat to low and give it all a good mix. And then I'm going to put the chicken back into the pan, into that delicious creamy sauce. And since the chicken is already cooked, it doesn't need to cook much more. So just place the chicken in the pan, and now it's time to finish the dish with the fresh parsley. And that's pretty much it. Of course, don't forget to spoon over that sauce over the chicken, because you want that chicken to be smothered in sauce. And that's pretty much a wrap. Your chicken alfredo is done. Now to serve myself, I'm going to put a couple of breasts into my plate. and spoon over some of that sauce. And I'll garnish it with a bit more parsley. And there you have it, folks. The 5-ingredient keto chicken Alfredo is done and ready to be eaten. So let's taste. Alright folks, so it's time to taste the 5-ingredient chicken Alfredo. And look who's back. It's my dad, Mickey Makhija.
So, always the best part of the day, to taste his cooking. This is called Alfredo's. This sounds like a fancy sit-down restaurant dish, but we're going to stand here and eat it with a fork.
Alfredo is just actually a white sauce, Dad.
Whatever, but you normally eat it sit down with a knife and a fork, but this looks shreddable with a fork itself.
Yes, since we don't have a tasting table, we stand and eat from bowls where I have pre-cut or basically pre-cut the chicken. Anyway, let me dig in.
Tender chicken, great sauce, lovely mushrooms in it. Actually like a sit-down dinner.
Creamy, mushroomy, garlicky, delicious.
Chickeny.
And this is after eating a full lunch. The secret you didn't want people to know. This is our tasting after actually eating a full lunch.
Because the kitchen is always occupied to fix lunch for 4 people. It's only available for his cooking post that.
Anyway, I hope you like this.
It was great, guys. And 5 ingredients? Wow.
Yeah, so in case you haven't realized it yet, there's a 5-ingredient recipe theme going across the last few episodes. But anyway, enough jibber jabber from the two of us. I will see you on the next episode of Headbangers Kitchen.
See you guys.
Cheers and keep cooking.
Keep cooking. Keep eating. What more do you want?
Hey folks, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit the like button and do subscribe to Headbangers Kitchen for more awesome keto recipes. Also hit the bell icon so you get notifications when I upload a new video. Anyway, click here to watch another keto video or listen to some of my music right here.